They shaping the world. Lillian drops wisdom, helping minds unfurl. Business plots brewing, chaos ain't no sin. Tune into the mayhem, let the fun begin. Moms and mayhem, chaos in the street. Business plans and laughter, living out the dream. Real talk, real moments, endless fun on air. Join Lillian and Kelly if you truly dare.
Hello, and welcome to our very first episode of Mike's, Moms, and Mayhem. We are so excited to bring this to life finally. It's been a journey, it's been a road. And if there's one thing that we love, it's a good mic, being moms, and the beautiful chaos we call life. We're talking about everything and nothing all at once. And trust us, it's going to be a ride. So let's take a few minutes to introduce who we are.
So, a little bit about me. I'm Lillian. I have been married for 13 years this month to the most wonderful man in the world. Title's already taken, sis. So find something else. Yeah,
Oh,
because both our husbands can't be the most wonderful in the world.
absolutely
Um,
can and will and is.
I am a mother of two boys. One is grown and one thinks he's grown. And I also have a beautiful bonus daughter who is in her third year of college. So I got that going on. I have been in higher education for just about 10 years. And before that, I had a whole nother life in a whole nother industry that I'm sure will come out some point during this podcast. But my dream, my passion, my love is coaching. And so I have a coaching and consulting business that I do. And my focus is more so on individuals, some businesses, but maybe more small businesses, but more so individuals. And I love to help them in their relationships, in their lives, whatever they got going on, trying to help them get better. I love mentoring. I love coaching. I love teaching. And so a lot of that will probably come through in my personality as we talk, because one of the things that I am good at is dropping pearls of wisdom, whether you asked for them or not. So that's a little bit about me.
And heavy on the knot. And I am Kelly. I am also a mom of three amazing kids. Our oldest, who is a senior in college at the Morehouse College. Woohoo!
Look, and just got accepted into.
Woo! I cannot share that right now because that has not been.
Wait, it's not. You can't say it out loud. What he getting drafted?
No, he has not said it. So I can't be the first one to announce that for him, right? Right? He will kill me.
Okay, my
So
bad.
we also have our 19-year-old Bryce, who is at a technical college where I currently work. And we also have our princess, 13-year-old Aaliyah. I have been married for the past 24 years to the other amazing man in my life, Cedric. And so we are the family of five, and we call ourselves the Fab Five. Not only that, I am also a graphic designer, I am a web developer, and I am one of the biggest entrepreneurs in Georgia. All right.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. But my fabulous business is ABC Mom Biz, ABC after my wonderful children. But ABC Mom Biz is a one-stop shop for all of our small businesses, our small business owners who are wanting to take their business to the next level. So we offer graphic designs, we offer a graphic logo, we offer all customized promotional items that you may need for your business. If you need it, if you can think of it, we can do it for you. Not only that, we can design and make all of your custom apparel for you to be able to go and show who you are to the world. One last thing, if you are also in need of a website, We are able to develop and design that for you. We own our hosting site where we can host your website for your business. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level, come and talk to me and we'll be able to get you where you need to be. So, Lillian, how do we meet? It was a long, long, long journey. Are we able to put it in a little nutshell? Because
No.
our story is fabulous. You will be able to hear it probably throughout this podcast in different episodes to come. But the way that we met is one for the books. So I know that usually our story is kind of probably the same, but I'm gonna let you say it because you say it so much better. So how do we meet, girl?
So, okay. We are actually employed at the same institution of higher learning currently. And our first time ever meeting in this life was during your interview for the position that you currently hold.
That I
But
didn't even
later
interview
we found out that you didn't even remember me being a part of that panel.
at
So
all.
see how impactful I was in your life at that time.
You are now,
But
so don't do
um,
that.
okay, thanks. So I will say when we interviewed several people for that position, and I remember when you interviewed, I was like, she's it. This is the one. You just had a presence and it was amazing. You could tell you knew your stuff, you knew what you was doing. And I was like, we need her. So that's how you made an impression in my life, even though I clearly didn't make one in yours at the time.
Yay.
And so, because of one of many roles that I have at my job, there was a point of like overlap where your role and my role need to kind of overlap and kind of mesh together a little bit. And so, we set up a meeting for us to kind of talk and get to know each other. And our phones have video cameras on them. So, even if you're like having a conversation, it can turn to a video conference like instantly. And so, we were talking on the phone, and I think we were like maybe like 2 or 3 minutes in,
Right.
and you know how in the Alabama brawl, Uncle threw the hat, and that was the bat signal?
Honey, that was it. That was it.
Our bat signal was,
Can I be honest with you?
listen, can I say something? And it was the yes, right. It was that lean in, that little side eye, and I was like, we good. We're gonna be good. And so that led to us talking about anything, everything, and nothing. So much so that
Nothing.
we were like, the phone is not going to do this. We have to
Right.
have time to meet face to face. And so I think maybe like the next day or the day after, we set up a time to meet in my office, and we
Blocking
we
time off of our calendar.
when I tell you we blocked an hour off, who were we kidding? It legit went until the end, until I think we walked each other out to the car because
Ridiculous.
it just
Ridiculous.
it was just kismet. It was just we just hit it off so well. It was something to you that I was just like, oh, I need this. And we just hit it off, and we just started talking and laughing and venting and comparing all the notes. And then we've been inseparable ever since. You are my best friend at work. You are the reason why I don't punch people in the face at work. So thank you. But yeah, that's how we met.
You're welcome. And I promise I feel absolutely the same way about you when we first met. It was like an instant connection. Like you said, we did. I leaned in and I was like, all right, can I trust you? Because at that point,
You
honey,
didn't
at
know.
that time, I think that was just a couple of weeks into me being there. And I had already felt the culture of where we are. And so, when you're able to kind of have that connection instantly with someone else just being brand new, that means so much to me because again, I didn't know who to trust, I didn't know who to talk to. I was in my little lonely office. I didn't know who to reach out to. And so the connection that we made was definitely instant. So, like you said, we laughed, we talked about everything. But the thing I think got me was that we have so much in common. As we continue to talk, as we continue to get to know each other, we found out that we definitely have passion. My passion are in different areas, but we we kind of figured out what we could do to work together, to do something together. And I think in those many conversations, late night conversation, texts, being mad, being angry, being upset, I think the birth of this podcast came out. And I mean, everything just kind of fell into place. So now we're here. We are launching this podcast together. Our personalities definitely complement. Some differences, you may find one that is a little more structured, and then the other one just kind of just goes to the flow. So I'm gonna let you guess who we are and which one is that. All right, so we're now here at the podcast. You know who we are now. So, what are we going to do with this podcast? What do we want to do? What do we want to give to our audience? So, what do you think, Lillian? How do we take this forward?
So I think let's kind of clarify, right, and kind of give you guys a little bit of like insight into our heart and our hope for this. And what we really wanted was a space where we could be real and raw and laugh through the madness, so to speak. One of the things I say a lot is life be life in, and it's just, it's nice to have a place where you're not the only one going through those things, and you can kind of talk about those things in a very unfiltered way. So we're definitely going to do that in this space. We are going to talk about motherhood and the
Hmm.
missteps in motherhood, our careers. Listen, our
Hmm.
careers, our goals, our dreams, and maybe some missteps in our career as well. As we kind of figure it out, we're going to talk about relationships because everything is a relationship, work relationships, entrepreneurial relationships, parenting relationships, spousal relationships, and also, us as parents also being children to people as well. So we're going to talk about all those different dynamics in relationships. We're going to talk about what it looks like to actually start a business or, attempt to start a business and, maybe some of the uh, pitfalls that we hit. So maybe you guys don't have to hit them, or maybe we'll just kind of talk through some of those things.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
we're definitely going to talk about the parts of life, the quiet parts out loud that no one really prepares you for. We're going to talk about that here. And truth be told, or as the girls on the street say, quiet as it's kept, we really just needed an excuse to get
Hmm.
together every week and talk about the things that we was
Right.
already talking about anyway, because we were
Right.
talking about these things anyway. And I think it's been a few times where we would be talking and I'm like, we could have just hit record. Like that was a
Correct.
podcast. So it's just giving
Listen.
us an excuse to actually memorialize these great conversations that we're having anyway. So that's what you can kind of look forward to. And that's really why we're doing this podcast.
Good. Yeah. Again, I agree. I can't wait to kind of dive into just the vibe of what this podcast is going to
Mhm.
be. It's going to be something for everybody. We're going to try not to leave out no one. All things on the table. A mix of personal stories. We might throw in some hot takes because what I love current events, especially the events that are currently happening, right? Right. So that might be 2 or 3 podcasts, but also those deep conversations that maybe you're afraid to have, maybe you don't have them with someone, or just kind of having a girls get together and we all talk about this as one big girls group. So
I'm here
again,
for
some
it.
episodes may be structured, some would be some vent on sessions because what I need a few, but there will be some balance. We can't wait for you to begin to enjoy our podcast each week that will be coming to you. One of the biggest thing is because we are entrepreneurs, we definitely want to really kind of hone in on that, and be able to possibly get some ideas, break some ideas down. But not only that, and I think it's one thing that we don't talk about and we do kind of keep a little quiet, but how to move from the 9 to 5 into full-time entrepreneurship, because that's our goal, that's our dream, that's our passion. So we are definitely wanting to get into all of that. we're not going to pretend that we have it all figured out because we don't. We don't have all the answers. We're not going to give unsolicited advice. We can only give you what we've been doing. I don't want no unsolicited advice. I don't want nobody telling me, just anything that you think I need to hear. But it is things that we may be going through.
The
Maybe
coach,
that we
the coach in me was like,
right,
but
right,
yeah.
right. So see, structured flow. Guess who?
Okay.
Yeah, we're here to
Mayhem,
talk about
mayhem,
that's the
mayhem.
mayhem. That's the mayhem, bro. That's the mayhem. So yeah, but we're here to talk about the good, the bad, and the messy. We don't want to sugarcoat
Yeah,
anything at
no,
all because
no.
life be life, and as my sis said. So each week there's going to be different segments. There's going to be hot topics, like I said, confessions that we want to hear from you. So if there's something that we've said in one of our podcasts that you feel that we may need to talk about, or you want to expound on some more, or you just want to ask some questions from one of the podcasts that we have, we encourage you to be that listener. Email us, follow us, and we will give you all of our handles at the end of the podcast. But we want to build this community just for you. I'm going to let my sis, because she was the one that came up with this, which I think is great, the weekly mic drop. So, what is the weekly mic drop?
So, like you said, we don't want to give unsolicited advice, right? As a coach, one of the things we frown upon is shooting up on people, right? We're not going to should on you and tell you what you should do, but maybe at the end of the episode or at some point in the episode, we can give you a little gem. We can give you a little takeaway, a seed that you can maybe plant somewhere in the garden of your life to choose to water or not. Maybe we can kind of leave you with something, an antidote, an aside, something every week that you have a tangible takeaway that you can do something with. So that's what we're going to call our weekly mic drop. It's either going to be anecdotal, maybe. I don't want to use the word advice now because we said we're not going to try not to do that, but maybe it might be some advice. We might kind of give you something to kind of give you a moment, and it's gonna, maybe it'll be funny that week, maybe it'll be serious that week, maybe it'll be self-care that week, but we'll try to leave you with something that you can use, as I said, as a seed in the garden of your life.
Well, that sounds good. So, we are at
Now,
the
and I
point.
will say this, my sis kind of said this earlier, but I just want to kind of reiterate, right? We are going to cover so many topics, right? We're going to talk about motherhood and parenting in all of its facets. We are going to talk about pop culture and social media. My sis is big on the current events, and I'm big on not, but I'm trying. But I'm more, I don't know. I would say you're more pop culture too, but we're
Yeah,
gonna talk about
that's
all the things.
good, man. That's
You will definitely see the interests that we have individually and how they maybe come out, but you'll also see those areas where we have great overlap as well. And we will talk very candidly about our relationships and our friendships and also self-care, which I think is something that gets grossly neglected and overlooked, especially in women of color, but also we want to encourage you. So I'm a teacher. And one of the things I used to tell my students was I would try to give them a safe space. And I have since
Mhm.
understood the error of my ways in saying that. And so, what I would like to offer you as our listeners is not necessarily a safe space because we
Mhm.
cannot guarantee what someone will, go back and say, but we will offer you a brave space where you can share things, where you can talk things out. Like, I love petty stuff. I love drama.
Yeah.
Give us your drama. We'll talk about it, right? Send us, hey, if you want to know if you're the asshole, I'm a really good person to ask because I will definitely tell you if you are the asshole. Don't ask Reddit, ask me. And we can talk about those things. Share something funny. Share something that you maybe wanted someone to tell you while you were on the path as well. Because a lot of times you don't know what a person is going through, and so something you say, something you share, something we say or share may resonate with someone else. So definitely feel brave enough to do that in this space because we listen
And we
and we
don't
don't
judge.
judge. We don't judge.
We
So
don't judge.
we don't judge. We will have some mayhem stories. We will get into the real. So I'm excited, but the biggest thing, sis, and I will say this is I am putting this in my self-care category as well because we don't realize how much we just need a place to put things out in the atmosphere. And I love that we can do it on our own terms. And so we can decide what things we want to share and what things we want to put out. It's going to be a little bit cathartic for us as well, but also
Absolutely.
sharing the dopeness that is this Black girl magic that we've created just by being in each other's spaces. So I'm really excited about this. I hope that it resonates with everyone. And as Sis said, we will put all of our handles in our description. We will also link our businesses. So
Ooh,
if
yeah.
there's a service that we offer that we can provide for you, we would be more than happy to do that, and we would be honored to earn your patronage, but also to earn referrals for your patronage for our patronage as well. So if you see we're doing something and maybe it's something that you don't need, but it's somebody else you know that needs it, shout us out. Look, send out our stuff. We don't mind. So
Absolutely.
feel free to do that.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
we are so hyped to get this kicked off with y'all. We're really trying to build something real. It really has been a journey just to get
Mhm.
to this point right here. So we can't wait to bring you along for the ride. Every
Yeah.
episode will feel like you're sitting with your besties. So we're just going to talk about life, but we
Mhm.
want this to be a community, a community.
Absolutely.
So share with a friend, a family, and a foe. We want them
Oh,
to, so we can bring them on into the house, right?
foes got money too. Foes got money too. No.
So any final words before we get off of here?
Um, no, I think this is a good start. And and we ask that you guys, in the midst of all this, be a little bit gracious with us because it's something new that we're
Mhm.
trying to do, but it's really a passion project and it's coming from our hearts. So we know that as time goes on, we will get better and we will improve, and we welcome feedback. But look, I'm like Erica Badu. Keep in mind, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. So, be mindful of your words is all I'm saying. We will take the feedback in the prayerful and nurturing spirit in which we know that it is intended. So, I'm just gonna say that. I heard the hymn writer say, "I'm not a killer, but don't push me." I didn't write that. It was the hymn writer. I don't know if you're familiar. Tupac is
This
Shakur
is what
said
we're
that.
going to have. Y'all, this is going to be a joyous
Yeah,
ride. I want you to
it
follow
is.
us on our website. Our website is mikesmomsmayhem.com. That's mikesmomsmayhem.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Where are we?
YouTube, YouTube,
YouTube.
YouTube.
And as soon as I learn some more about TikTok, we're gonna be on TikTok too. Because honey,
Listen,
TikTok is the devil itself. And wherever you can listen to podcasts, that is where we'll
absolutely.
be. So
Yep.
email info@mikesmomsmayhem.com. Info@mikesmomsmayhem.com. And we want you to send us your mayhem stories, your hot takes, and parenting fails. We want to hear from you. So,
Yep.
as always, hit subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend, and tell me we are just getting started. So, until next time, I am Kelly.
And I'm Lillian.
Keep the mics loud, the mom life
Listen,
real, and the
listen.
embrace the
The
mayhem.
mayhem. Absolutely.
See ya.